Hello, my name is Ajiboye Isaac, and here I have a note explanation on sector of a circle. The sector of a circle. Remember, or you recall that in our previous lesson we had discussed the components and the properties of a circle, in which sector is one, and we also have learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to differentiate between a major and a minor sector of a circle, determine the area of a sector of a circle, determine the angle subtended at the center of a circle by a sector. Key vocabulary words to watch out for in this learning. We have minor, which simply means smaller, major, which means bigger, and subtend. To subtend an angle means to enclose or to form an angle. We can also come across the word radii. It simply means plural form of radius. So radius is singular and radii is plural. So when you have two or more radius, then you can call them radii. A sector is formed when two radii cut part of a circumference. So if you have two radii on an arc, what you get is a sector. A sector is part of a circle bounded by an arc and two radii. And you will also notice that a sector usually subtends an angle at the center of a circle. So if you consider the diagram on the right hand side, we have two sectors there, a major sector and a minor sector. But that we will explain in the next slide. But we have AOB is a sector, theta is the angle subtended by that sector, and R is the radius of the circle in which the sector is part. Major and minor sector. The angle subtended by a sector determines the size of the sector. Recall that the sum of angle at a point is 360. That you would have learned in your previous classes. Therefore, the angle subtended by a major sector and its corresponding minor sector must sum to 360. Let it be stated clearly here that you can have two or more sectors. A circle can be divided into two or more sectors, as in the case of pie chart, where we represent different distribution, different items on a circle, a sector. So it is important to know that you can have more than two sector in a circle, but in most cases one is usually the biggest and the others smaller. So when you're comparing just two sectors, you would have one to be bigger, and the bigger is called the major, and the smaller is called the minor. So it is worthy of note that if the angle subtended by a sector is greater than 180, then such a sector is a major sector. On the other hand, if the angle subtended by the sector is less than 180 degrees, then such sector is a minor sector. This is one way to determine a major sector and a minor sector, not only by size and by shape, but you can as well determine the type of sector, either major or minor, by the angle such sector subtend at the center of the circle. Area of a sector. The area of a sector which subtends an angle theta at the center of a circle of radius r is given by S equals to theta over 360 times pi r squared. The area of a sector which subtends an angle theta at the center of a circle of radius r is given by S equals to theta over 360 times pi r squared. Pi is a constant, usually given as 22 over 7 or 3.142. R is the radius of the circle. And you also recall that the area of a circle A is equal to pi r squared. So you can see that we can see the area of a sector is theta over 360 times the area of the circle. So let's consider an example. Look at the diagram. There are two sectors there. One subtend an angle 90 degrees at the center and the other subtend an angle 270 there at the center. If you add the two angles together, you see that it will sum to 360 degrees. Okay, obviously one angle is bigger than the other. So from the previous explanation in the previous slide, you will notice that the sector with the bigger angle will be the major sector, while the sector with the smaller angle will be the minor sector. So sector A will be subtend an angle 90 degrees at the center. It is therefore a minor sector. Therefore, the area of sector AOB is now 90 degrees over 360 times the area of the circle pi r squared. And therefore, it is equal to 1 over 4 pi r squared, meaning that the area of a sector, minor sector in this case, will be equal to 1/4 of the area of the circle. Similarly, if we are to find the area of the other sector which subtend angle 270 degrees at the center, therefore will give us 270 over 360 times pi r squared, which will give us 3 over 4 pi r squared, meaning 3/4 of the area of the circle. Solved example. A sector of a circle of radius 8 cm has an angle of 120 degrees at its center. Find the area of the minor and major sector. Take pi as 3.14. Solution. The first thing to do, the very first step, is to list the parameters given in the question. So in the question, we'll be given the theta, the angle subtended by one of the sector as 120 degrees. The radius of the circle is 8 cm, and they will recall the formula of the area of a sector, which is theta over 360 times pi r squared. So, like we said before, that if the theta is less than 180 degrees, it is a minor sector. And already we have 120 degrees. So the area of the minor sector S will therefore be equals to 1 over 20 over 360, 120 over 360 times 3.14 times the square of the radius, that is 8 square. If we multiply and simplify, our area will therefore be 66.32 centimeters square. Please, the unit is as important as your answer. If you did not include your unit, you lose mark and your answer can be considered to be wrong. So major sector, the area of major sector S will therefore be equals to 240 over 360 times 3.14 times 8 square. And if we multiply and simplify, you see that we have our area to be equals to 134.64 centimeter square. I want you to check out the area of a circle, this circle with radius 8 centimeter. Find the total area. And then you will notice that if you have these two areas, the area of the minor sector and the area of the major sector, it will be equal to the area of the circle. Just check it out and you will find out. Suggesting that if you have two or more sectors in a circle, the total area of all the sectors put together will be equal to the area of the circle. Watch out for questions that may come in that format. Example 2. A sector of a circle is bounded by two radii, 7 cm long and an arc of length 6 cm. Find the area of the sector. Take pi as 22 over 7. Again, first thing to do is to list all the parameters given in the question where no angle was given. As a matter of fact, it is needed. Radius is given and the length of arc, which is part of the sector, is given as 6 cm. We'll recall that the The formula to calculate the area of a sector is theta over 360 pi r square. Observe that in my solution, I usually state the formulas because it attracts mark. When you state the formula correctly, it attracts mark. So the length of arc, as previously discussed, is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. We have been given the length as 6, and we are also been given the radius as 7. So if we substitute this value, we have 6 equal to theta over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7, which is the pi, times 7. Then we can simplify and make theta subject. So our theta therefore will be equal to 6 times 360 divided by 2 times 22, which will give us 49.09 degree. This angle subtended by this arc will also be the angle that will be subtended by the sector. Therefore, the area of the sector will therefore be equal to 49.09 divided by 360 times 22 over 7 times 7 square, which will give us 21 centimeters square. Classwork. This classwork should take you 10 minutes. Please don't shy away from the classwork. Do your very best to attempt. I'll be here to guide you if you're stuck, or even if it doesn't matter whether you miss it or not. What is important is that you're learning how to solve problems of sector. This classwork should take 10 minutes. Please attempt and forward your attempt to my WhatsApp number. The assignment is due first thing tomorrow morning. Please attempt this assignment. Forward your assignment attempt to my WhatsApp number by first thing tomorrow morning. Do not shy away from assignment. One of the secrets of being a good mathematics student is consistent practice. You must solve questions. Do not limit yourself to the few questions that I give as classwork and assignment. Go into your textbooks, and then you will see as many questions as related to what we have discussed. Try your hands on them. If you have difficulty, don't hesitate to ask me questions. Pray that God will make it easy for all of us. And thank you for listening.